The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at italianwinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click support us at italianwinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to The Next Generation with me, your host, Victoria Cece. This is your podcast to learn about all the cool things Italians 30 and under are up to in the food and wine scene. And yes, that includes all the best things to eat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Next Generation. Today we have a lovely guest, Matteo Marenda, who we pulled out of the wine-to-wine madness. I don't know if I can say voluntarily he's here, but we got him here. Ciao, Matteo.
Good evening to everyone. Good morning, I don't know.
Whoever's listening, you might have a cup of coffee, you might have a glass of wine, or both, you know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Caffè corretto.
Yeah. Better a glass of wine. Yeah.
For sure. And then in Veneto, it's like grappa, central, always.
Better a glass of wine.
Okay, so as you can tell, Matteo's not from Veneto.
I'm not a huge fan of the grappa, but...
So what are you, besides wine, what are you a huge fan of?
I'm a huge fan talking about the food industry and wine industry, or general talking?
Well, in general, like if you're going to have a coffee and you have to make it corretto, what are you going to pair?
Sambuca,
yeah. Because he is from, can you guess? Rome. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. So, you just dove into your family's winery, which is in
Montalcino. Yeah, in Tuscany.
Okay, but you grew up in Rome. So, tell us a bit about you.
Let's say I've just entered the winery at the beginning of this summer. It's been an amazing experience, even if it's just 6 months, more or less. It's completely different from what I was expecting. Obviously, it's my family winery, so I've grew inside the winery, but I only saw the funny part, you know, the harvest, the easy part. The tough part is behind the harvest, all the preparation, the work, and all the details that are very fundamental to do this job, yeah.
Okay, so after seeing the good, bad, and the ugly, as we'll say.
Yeah, no, it's not ugly. It's just.
No, I told you, no, it's not ugly at all. I've actually done 2 harvests, so I can say that I've done some stuff. Definitely, obviously, don't work in a winery. But after seeing all of it and growing up in it, what made you want to go back?
To the winery?
Yeah.
Let's say I didn't go back because I started.
I gave you too much credit, I'm sorry.
Let's say I've always lived and studied in Rome. I was born, grew up in Rome, and then there were some decision to take, and regarding my future, because I study something different, not completely, let's say, apart from the wine world, because my background is in finance. But I had to take some decision if to keep going with the winery, or maybe the other option was selling the winery. So I wanted to keep going with this amazing experience. Yeah, because right now the winery is managed and run by my grandparents. They're 2 lovely grandparents, but they're pretty old, even if they're in a better shape than me, for sure. But they're pretty old and they need helps in all the process because they are literally following everything. And so went to help them, yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And so did you grow up in Rome and then visiting your grandparents in Tuscany and Montalcino?
Yeah, usually during summer I was always there working, helping them. But now I'm full-time.
Okay, yeah, no fun and games anymore.
No.
But that's so beautiful. You're so blessed. That's incredible. I can only imagine how much that just like formed the person you are. Mm-hmm. Because spending all that time with them. Like, is there anything that like sticks with you from growing up and going to those summers?
Let's say they didn't put any pressure into entering the wine. I just analyzed the situation, took my decision. Also, it was also an emotional decision because I grew up not only in Rome but there during summer. I wanted to keep going this fantastic experience of my grandparents. Yeah.
You didn't develop like a fusion accent, like a Roman Toscano.
No. Like everywhere I go around, oh yeah, you're from Rome. Yes, I am.
And you can't hide that. You can't.
No. I try to. Let's say I try to, but it's impossible.
You could be like un caffè, and they're like, what? No, you're still from Rome. That's awesome.
Yes.
So I obviously, through this podcast, it's been obvious that I love food. I love wine, obviously. I'm on the podcast. But was there like one dish you would have growing up with your grandparents that you would only eat there? Because, you know, the cuisines are super different.
There's another point that I should have mentioned.
Ooh.
Is that my grandparents are not even from Tuscany.
So,
that they are from Piedmont.
Oh gosh! Wow, that's another layer. I love this.
Yeah. They're originally from Turin in Piedmont. They were born there. They married there, and then after a few years that they were married, they moved to Rome because of my grandpa work. He was not in the wine industry. He was a banker. He worked for 40 years in Intesa San Paolo, a bank in a commercial bank. After that, for retirement, they had to decide if to go back, so in the Barolo area, or stay close to Rome, where all the nephews were born, because I'm not the only nephew. There's me, my sister, and my two cousins. Let's say that in the north, winter are more rigid, and Tuscany, the winters are not that rigid, and they're close to Rome, so close to us, and that was their decision-making. And casually, so Montalcino area was complete casual location. They bought the property without considering producing wine, just for retirement, and then they started producing wine.
So when did they buy the property?
They bought it in 1980.
Ah, okay. Wow, yeah. To say Montalcino is casual now is kind of like, all right.
It was a good casualty. In life, you need also to have luck. But actually, they weren't planning to produce wine. They wanted just to relax in retirement. But since they don't know how to stay, chill, relaxed, they're another generation. They're completely another generation.
I know.
They had to do something also to balance all the costs, because buying the property, maintaining all the forest, everything is costly. The main business growing was the wine one, and they planted the first vineyard in 1982. Actually, our vineyard of Brunello now. Yeah.
Oh.
We are pretty small.
No, but that's so fantastic. Also, I'm still laughing internally about the comment about like them keeping on going. Like my grandfather, he passed away now, but it was like he worked in like real estate and like fixed apartments. So, like that was what he worked towards. Amazing man. And even to like he had dementia, but you couldn't stop him. They had to take everything away from him because he wouldn't. Like you'd sit at the table only to eat. And maybe he took a nap like for like a half hour, and then it was like
no, but it's actually the secret to keep living.
No, it is. It's so true. Like I remember when I understood why they like took the car away and stuff, but I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this. I honestly think the worst thing that happened at the end of his life was because of the doctor's orders, they took his wine away. And my grandfather made homemade wine for years in the basement. Nothing special. No Brunello. But the minute they took it, I swear that was like, I think that's what made it just like, they tried to give him cranberry juice, and this guy was just losing it. I was like, you can't take his wine away.
Another fun fact is that before starting everything, let's say with my grandpa wasn't even drinking any alcohol at all. Really? It was...
Your grandma was a drinker.
Yeah.
I feel like, that's pretty relatable.
She introduced him into the wine world, and they started this experience together. Because of my grandma in the end.
I love that. So why did she introduce him to the wine world? Like,
for passion, because she enjoyed drinking some wine, while actually it was because of her father. So every time that they were at lunch or dinner, her father had to have one glass of wine. So her father introduced her to the wine world, and she introduced my grandpa to the wine world. Yeah.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local food, and taking in the scenery. Now back to the show.
I can imagine growing up in Piedmont that, like, especially, I mean, wine is a centerpiece of the table across Italy, but especially in Piedmont where there's more of, like, a longer history of established winemaking.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's changed. It's shifted, but it's more of, like, the quality, I would say, has more of a longer history.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, where my family's from, it's like water. Just, you know, not in a bad way, like in the way that it isn't about the quality at all. But, so, that's super awesome. So, you started 6 months ago. What are you doing?
Everything.
Everything.
Actually, everything, yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm not so specialized into the wine world, even if I'm very passionate. But now I'm focusing a bit more on the technical part. Okay, so I'm doing some sommelier courses to get into the technical part. But also I'm doing everything from the tastings. I go to the cellar, vineyard. Obviously, the problem is the time managing. So I have to balance everything in order to do everything. Specifically, I'm trying to focus also on a little bit developing on the winery, specifically on the technological part, because we're not that developed. That's my main focus right now. So entering the winery, knowing all the process, that's very important. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult to manage something that you don't know. That's my idea, my grandpa idea. So I'm doing everything from the scratch. So
amazing. And by the way, he's only 27. I should have said that earlier, but
26, but it's okay.
You said 27. Am I losing it? Sorry. When is your birthday? Was it tomorrow?
No, it was 1 month ago, more or less.
So you turned 26?
Yeah. 20,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
You're not 26. You're in your 27th year.
Just kidding.
You're in your 27th year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you were correct.
I'm 27. 27's a fun, it's weird. It's a good time. You know, it's better than 26, I would say. No, I'm not lying. 100% better than 26.
Okay.
So you have some good fortune.
So good time is coming.
It is coming. I know you're really stressed out right now, but next year you're going to be happy.
Okay.
But actually, speaking of which, you're talking a bit about the marketing side and kind of bringing the winery a little bit more, you know, into the present day. But what do you think is kind of missing from the marketing of wineries in Italy for the young generation?
So it's pretty complicated as a question. I think that since I'm new, I'm going to tell my point of view, and then it's almost an outside point of view.
Yeah. No, but I think that's fantastic. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think that's what I love is that you just recently dove into that, and that's such a big thing to take on. And I feel like we only hear documentation when people start to get success. Yeah. So you're reflecting from a successful point, but you're in the midst of the mess right now.
Exactly. So it's a difficult point, but talking about marketing and branding, okay. Let's say that we are in a good position because of Montalcino. So whole Montalcino area has to keep going with the quality that we are giving to the market right now. We need to keep that the level. There was actually here in the wine to wine there was one course. Can I say course? One lesson that even if there are some period of time of crisis, we need to keep going with the quality and not give more quantity and less quality to the market. That's the main point in my opinion. Specifically, I think that one of the main success of the Brunello was given also by the consortium that has done a very, very good job. And he needs to keep improving, specifically on the marketing side and the communication. Sometimes there's a little bit of lack of communication from the consortium, even if I can imagine it's very complicated to communicate to the whole world. But that's the main thing. They should also allocate resources in a good way to communicate in the best way, the most efficient possible way.
I understand, like the longevity, especially because it's not like you're going to try to make a 22-year-old drink Brunello di Montalcino.
Yeah, that's the point. Specifically, it's good to attract young generation and young people, because right now, obviously, the Brunello is a high range, high price range. But at the same time, I also make comparison with my friends. Sometimes they're scared into entering the wine world, because they say, I don't know anything about the wine. I just know that the Brunello is costs too much for me. It's the same as another wine that costs a bit less, so I'm going to buy it. That's the main key, okay? So communicate the wine and say why the Brunello has history, has its quality, and at the same time not be scary to enter into the wine world. Yeah, that's the main
it's
point.
true. A price point thing is a big thing. I mean, that's another, discussion with what people can afford now and whatnot. And also, for example, we were chatting about Rome before. It's seeing right now there's so many bars that have opened up, especially for natural wines, and having these more, I can't say they're all affordably priced, but definitely not at the level of a Barolo or Brunello.
Yeah.
But also not allowing wines to kind of fall into these categories, right? And making places that are known classically still accessible and respected, not that's for the these kinds of people only.
Exactly.
And so is that something that kind of motivates you a bit, with what you're doing, or
about this topic?
Well, no, and with your winery.
My winery,
yes.
everything. I mean, I see a lot of potential inside my winery. I also decided to move there because right now our main business is only selling wine, but there are tons of things that we can do inside the winery. But the things that motivate me most is during the tasting, knowing all the people coming from all over the world, New Jersey.
More New Jersey people.
That's what motivates me. Even if I'm super tired, I'm sick, I'm always happy to receive people at the winery. That's 100%.
That's a positive energy.
That's Sometimes I analyze myself while I'm working. And I don't know, it's like a click in my brain, and as soon as someone arrives, I start talking. I'm not an interest people, okay? Let's say that. I like to know their story. Obviously, I'm going to tell the story of the winery, but then in the end also, I'm happy to know all the story from all around the world. It's very, very nice. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as talked about, but for a winemaker and or someone who owns a winery, you have to balance those two of being in the dirt and then also being able to present and really talk to people and communicate. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be that way, but it helps because you're going to have to travel and really share that l'anima, the soul, the spirit of your wines. And you are the, it's like I'm the person, my hands are in this. No, it's so special. Actually, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So if you were, or maybe you have, tried to sell your wine to one of your friends who's afraid, how would you do it? How would you present the wine?
That's a very, very nice question. Let's say that I always try to, since I'm not very, very technical, I know my own wine, okay? I know perfectly my own wine, but the problem is that I cannot go into technicality, but at the same time it's good with my friends because they don't want technicality. They want to feel the wine. It's a completely different point of view from someone who's a sommelier, okay? And they are scared of technicality. So I'm going to communicate the wine in an emotional way, trying to, create a connection, a link between me and my friends. Obviously, the most important thing is that then once they've bought my wine, they have a story to tell to someone they're going to drink the wine with. That's the most important thing, yeah.
Something I always think about with your wines, we don't have to go through all the labels, but can you share with us maybe one or two wines and what they're perfect for? This is the perfect first date wine. And then this one is you're married for your 15 years and you pissed off your wife.
So, I was mentioning before that we are very small. Even if my grandpa doesn't want that I say very small because I don't know. Okay. But we are very small. We produce around 12,000 bottles, more or less, per year. Yeah. We have only 3 labels.
Perfect.
Right now 4 news in the winery. So we got the GT, Rosso di Montalcino, Brunello di Montalcino, and Brunello di Montalcino Magistra. Talking about the dates, or let's say that, for example, for in the brackets, an easy drink with some friend of yours, and it's very enjoyable. A lot of my friends tell me that they enjoy because it's also easier to understand. Okay, the Rosso di Montalcino, they loved it. They literally love the Rosso di Montalcino. And that's maybe for an aperitif, a bit more than aperitif, but they really, really enjoy it. If you want to have a nice dinner with an overcooked meat, let's go with or a good Fiorentina. With Brunello, or specifically the Brunello Magistra is the perfect combo.
I could imagine.
Perfect combo, yeah.
No, and Rosso di Montalcino is so underrated. It's such
in my opinion, yes.
It's so underrated. I think it was so perfect you brought that up because I think that is the wine that gets people into Montalcino
exactly.
and understanding it. And you don't necessarily have to go and drink the Brunello. You may like on a special occasion one day, but you can live a very happy life drinking Rosso di Montalcino often.
Yes.
It's so good.
It's very good, and as you said, is an entry level to get and start understanding in a better way the Brunello. How's the potential of the Brunello? Actually, I love the Rosso di Montalcino too. So I'm a huge fan of the Rosso. So.
So it's so funny. I mean, we're wrapping up this podcast, but again, bringing up food. I have a very specific question. Would you ever put lemon on your Fiorentina steak? Oh, those eyes told me everything.
Talking about me?
Yeah.
Talking about me? No, never.
Okay.
Never,
I only had to ask because I would never, but I had a friend try to do it once, and he was so sure. He's like, my friend in this part of Tuscany do it, but then the guy at the restaurant that's Tuscan was literally livid. Like, he was like, you want to cook the meat? And I was like, I think just for now, let's put the lemon aside.
Okay.
But you just made me think of that because it was like one of the last times I had a bistecca Fiorentina, and I was like, the fight almost happened, actually.
So don't put lemon on the Fiorentina.
Yeah, so get your Brunello, no lemon.
No.
Use the acidity in your Brunello.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're gonna ruin the steak and the Brunello.
Exactly. Wow. We just solved it right there. Oh my gosh. Well,
we solved the problem.
Well, Matteo, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
For joining us in
the interview.
The podcast booth today. And I wish you all the luck. Like, seriously.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for interviewing me. Thank you.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me on the Italian Wine Podcast every Sunday and anywhere you can get your pods.